Welcome to Last Word, the Ink and Quill podcast from Ink and Quill Press. I'm Jan Abel, but that's not important. We've got a guest with us. Guest, introduce yourself. I need a name, some pronouns, 9 digits that represent your person, wink wink, your favorite animal, just all the usual stuff.
Hi, I'm Jennie Elaine Taylor. I write by the pen name Jennie Elaine. You are not getting my social out of me. And I am a huge fan of all things romance, fantasy, and horror.
You forgot your favorite animal.
I just deadass forgot first name.
You forgot your favorite animal?
Yeah. Oh, it is definitely cats. I have become the crazy cat lady. I accept this role.
All right, so Jennie, you have both a novel and a short story published through Ink and Quill. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, I was so very excited to bring my first novel to Ink and Quill. It's an illustrated dark fantasy and a queer romance. And I wanted to maintain a little bit of autonomy as far as the illustrations and story went. So I started shopping around for indie publishers. And upon recommendation of Ink and Quill from a relative of one of the employees, I fell in love with their mission statement and submitted my manuscript. And next thing I knew, I had a publication offer, and now my book is in stores. Every author's dream. And then a little while later, they had submission openings come up for a short story anthology, Distant Worlds, which is sci-fi, so everything my book was not. And I had an old short story from college that I thought could be reworked into something good, and they loved it. So it's now Chapter 1 of Distant Worlds Volume 1.
So can I ask, why did you decide you wanted to have art in your book? Like, that's not really a common thing in books, but it is cool, don't get me wrong.
It should be. It really should be. I think the written and illustrative arts definitely belong together. To answer that shortly, ignoring my long, extensive history of drawing, back in high school, I read Scott Westerfield's Leviathan trilogy, which has these gorgeous full-page, like, pencil illustrations throughout, and it was, like, mind-opening of I was reading, like, at least a book a day most of, like, my schooling career, and I was like, you can put pictures in these? I draw pictures! And it just kind of set me down this dark, horrible path I'm on now.
So now you've also designed a couple of the cover arts for Ink and Quill. Which ones have you done now?
So I obviously did my own. Melded is my own art on the cover and throughout. I did graphic design work for Distant Worlds Volume 1, and then I was invited most recently to redo cover art for a previous anthology, Sinister, which is a horror anthology, as well as a stalker romance that they had from their first year publication called Dangerous Passions, which was the most fun by far.
Nice. So, you've talked about Melded quite a bit, but I don't know if you've ever really explained. Can you give like a short blurb what the story's about?
I think this is my worst nightmare. It is, as I said, it's a dark fantasy and a queer romance with elements of like body horror and eldritch horror within. It takes place in an alternate world on an island where there is a ancient tree-like being with the ability to meld people together. Well, people or animals together into one body and mind. There's a people that have used this tree for a long time for good, as far as, like passing along information from generation to generation of leaders, or helping heal like wounds or aid them in other adventures. But in the storyline, everything kind of goes awry when the power falls into the wrong hand, which is where the two main characters, Jen, a priest, one of the fantasy beings that resides on the island, who had trained his entire life to take over a priesthood for this tree, and Simon, a human who is studying and translating their texts and gets invited to this melding ceremony that goes awry, come into play. They've known each other for a long time, they've got feelings for one another, and when the melding ceremony goes wrong and the power is taken by our antagonist, Jen melds with Simon into one body and mind, and they take off running.
That's a pretty good synopsis. You got it down.
I am slowly boiling it down. Every time I say it, it gets like one sentence shorter.
All right, well, you told me earlier your favorite animal is cats, right? You're the crazy cat lady.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so in Melded, you have about 4 main characters, right? There's Jen, Simon, Jarell, and Chelsea.
Yes, our 2 lovable idiots, and then the antagonistic forces against them.
Yeah. What type of cats do you think each of those characters would be?
Oh gosh, well that's easy for Jen. Simon calls him a cat pretty much like the entire book because he's so agile. He's that long, slinky cat that is always climbing in things and has the zoomies constantly and is way more acrobatic than anyone who works in Cirque du Soleil. Simon is that weird, scrunched face, like, lighter tabby that just kind of sits in the corner, and you can't really tell if he likes you or not, but he'll just kind of come by and lay on you and squint and purr. Jarrell is that really big, like, Maine Coon tomcat that sits on top of your shelf and just, like, knocks things over when you come into the room, like your grandma's vase, and he'll just look at you when he does it. And Chelsea is a feral street cat that they have to break out the muzzle, and they can't even muzzle her to put it on.
She has rabies.
Like, she definitely has rabies. Actually, you know, I think the worst part is she wouldn't even have rabies. She's just that awful.
Yeah, that's about right. So, Jenny, okay, are you sitting at your desk right now?
I allegedly might be sitting at my desk right now.
What is the weirdest item on your desk? I'll tell you what mine is if you tell me what yours is.
Can it be around my desk? My desk is actually pretty clean for once.
Sure, I'll give you that.
Okay, I think it is a toss-up between the tiara and the unraveled beer label stickers that I designed.
Is that your wedding tiara?
Actually, no, this isn't my wedding tiara. It is a different tiara. I have a collection.
I'd say the weirdest thing on my desk, it's this, like, it came with a bear, like it was a memorabilia thing, but it is a large, like, mug that is Reese's orange, Reese's branded with the logo and everything. I could fit, like, 2 full fists in this cup. It is a massive cup, but it's the best, like, water cup you could ask for.
That I loved stealing my parents' mugs as a kid for water. I drove them crazy because they go to get coffee in the morning and, like, all the mugs would be in the sink.
All right, so I teased this the other day, but do you have any exciting projects you want to talk about? Melded sequel, maybe a project that I'm pretty sure you're hiding on your phone from everyone?
I don't know if I'm hiding it from everyone. I've kind of told everyone about it now. So, Melded sequel is confirmed for publication coming up in 2026. It's just when I got slotted into their publication schedule with Ink and Quill, and I am extremely excited to wrap up this duology. It'll be another fully illustrated book. And we will also be seeing a perspective from a new character, newer, Lias, if you remember him from the first book. And as far as anything else, I can't seem to stop writing things. I have an entire novella that is finished and in editing right now that'll also be illustrated, and I'm planning on self-publishing it this August on my birthday as a treat to myself.
Nice.
Never done self-publishing before. Figured it's time I wandered into the foray there.
All right, well, I think we are just about out of time. Thank you again, Jennie Elaine, for joining me. This has been Last Word, the Ink and Quill podcast. As always, our authors get the last word.
If you read Melded and think I'm going to let you get through book 2 without crying, good luck. See you in chapter 2.
But I get the last laugh.